Hey guys, it's Lindsay here at Books and Cats, and today we are going to be talking about the worst books that I read in 2017. Yay for positivity! There were a couple ones that I DNF'd, and I shall be talking about those first. So the first two books that I DNF'd the first one was actually the first book that I read in 2017, and that was Fairest by Marissa. I hated that book. I could not get myself to finish it. Like, there was no part of me where I was like, oh, you should read this, Alyssa, because I was just like, this is terrible, hot garbage. So I kind of DNF'd it, but mostly I just skim read it because, yeah, just, It's a popular book. Everyone's gonna be talking about it in a little bit because it comes out, like, this month. The other book that I DNF'd in 2017 that I shall be talking about is Zenith by Lindsay, Cummings, and Sasha Alsberg. I wanted to love it. I wanted really hard to love it, but I didn't. I hated it. And I tried, like, so hard. I was like, okay, like, I was, trying, I was trucking through, and I just couldn't do it. It was so unbelievably boring. Like, I can deal with some boringness if there's, like, something there. Like, if there's something there in the background that's like, ooh, this could potentially be interesting, then I'll keep along for the ride. Or if there are certain aspects that I like about it, I'll keep going. But it was just too boring, and there were too many POVs, and the characters that we were being introduced to were just so annoying, and I couldn't stand them. And I was like, I don't know if I could stand 500 pages of all of these people that I don't care about. And I just had a really hard time trying to, like, stay focused on it. I was, like, rereading because it just was so confusing. And I was only 30 pages in, and I was, like, so confused and didn't understand what was going on. And for a book that's so big, it felt so info dumpy in the beginning. And I was like, you have 500 freaking pages to build a world? Can you, like, not? And the last point that I have is that it just felt like it was trying too hard. It felt like it was trying way too hard to be a super cool, edgy sci-fi book. That's all. That's all. That's it. That's all I gotta say. And the next one was called The Last Time I'll Write About You by Dawn Lanuza. I hated this. This was a book that I got through NetGalley, and I was excited because it was a poetry book, and it was by Andrew McMeals, whatever that publishing company is. And, usually the publishing company that, like, does these poetry books, I really like a wide variety of them. This one I didn't like. It was so freaking boring. There was no parts of it that I liked, that I connected with, and I just frankly feel like it wasn't that well written. I know that poetry is such a specific kind of genre. Like, either you love it or you hate it with certain people, and especially modern poetry, it's such, like, a touchy subject. But a lot of modern poetry I can get with. Like, I'm here, I get it. I just felt like the words weren't conveying anything to me, and that's what I go to poetry for, is to make me feel things, and it made me feel nothing. And, like, the drawings in it, there are drawings in it, and I do also like drawings, but these were just freaking pointless. Since we're talking about poetry, I'll just go ahead and put this one in. If you've been watching me for a while, you might have known that I put up a review for this, and that was Beautiful Composition of Broken by R.H SIN. I hated this book. Like, half of the book I was wanting to vomit because it was just, like, so, like, lovesick puppy, and then the other part I was laughing, like, crying, because this dude is so freaking petty. Like, I have never read anything by an author who was so petty about everything. Like, everything. Like, he seems like super bitter about everyone. Yeah, I was not a fan. I wanted to like it because, he's, like, a big name for poetry, but wasn't my thing. So yeah, to say the least, I'm not gonna be picking up any more of his work because, yeah. The next one is Joyride by Jackson Lanzing. I hated this. This graphic novel was one of the two worst graphic novels I read this year. it was just so freaking boring, and it just wasn't good, and the artwork was terrible. Like, it was garbage, and I just was not here for it, to say the least. The next one I'm going to be talking about that was actually one of my anticipated reads for the year was Gotham Academy Volume 4. I don't know. It was basically, it's the start of the second semester, and it was garbage. I really didn't like it. I really didn't like where they were going with the series. I was here for like all of it until that volume in the series, and then I'm like, I'm done. I really liked it. I own the first 2 volumes. I really was here for it, and then I read that other volume, and I'm just, no. And then it got weird, and just, I don't know, I felt like it just wasn't really getting anywhere, but like also going places where I didn't like. And the last book that I shall be talking about is Snowblind by, who is that by? Olike Masters. This was another terrible graphic novel. I have gotten several really great graphic novels from NetGalley this year, but this one was not one of them. It was just terrible and boring and weird, and it was one of those like gritty graphic novels, but like it wasn't gritty in like a good way. It was just kind of like terrible, and just, I didn't enjoy it. It fell really flat. I didn't like the artwork. And that's really all I gotta say. The storyline was weird, and there was no redeeming parts of it. So those are the worst books that I read in 2017. None of them are really popular. Well, 2 of them were. 3 of them are. Never mind. See, I'm not as behind the times as I like to think I am. I'm not gonna like put a disclaimer. I'm gonna put a disclaimer like, if you love any of these books, that's okay. It's all called opinions. That's why we're all on this platform, is to like share our own opinions. Let me know down below if you share any of my same opinions on these books. And that's all I got. So, also, I don't know if it'll go up before this or after this, but I also shall be filming a best books of 2017, which is much more positive, so, you know, come back for that. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope I shall see you next time. Bye!